Well, we're back. It's episode 2 of Underseasoned.
We didn't get cancelled. We're doing all right.
I don't think we got cancelled. Probably didn't make any friends.
Yeah, I think the 3 people that watched it thought it was okay.
Right, what are we wearing? What are we rocking today?
What are we rocking? I'm going with one of my own, the Born Dry shirts. So Born Dry, always thirsty. Also, this is one of my favourite brands at the moment, a brand called Take to the Grave, a sort of traditional tattoo-inspired clothing company from the US.
All right, well, I'm rocking an old school 2022 Meatstock Melbourne edition. It was the post-COVID event, and it was the only one we've ever done where it was a one-colour print on the back.
Yeah, we had to sort of try and flog off the ones we didn't get to sell in 2020, so it was a bit of a makeup edition.
We had a lot of them. And the hat, it's a Terry Black's hat.
I can't see a hat, bro.
What do you mean?
It's camo.
You jerk. All right, well, I've got to admit I've never been to Terry Black's. It's on the bucket list. I'm going to be there sometime before Christmas, so I'm hoping to visit the place, but this was a gift from a friend.
Nice. Looks good.
And I've got my better beers, and you've got your Born Dries.
Spicy water, the original, the sparkling.
Well, let's jump into it. Let's start with something that's a bit fun and lighthearted, and that's our fuck-up of the week. And this is a bit of an unusual one. This one's been graining on me for a while, and I really feel like I need to expose this mistruth that's happened in the barbecue world. So this is it. This is the photo.
This is the viral one that happens at Christmas time, probably the last 10 Christmases.
Yeah, this has been around for 10 years, easy, and it pops up every single year, goes viral every year. I want to say it's the first meat-related photo I ever saw that broke the internet. It went crazy. It was called the lamb, pig, cow.
True.
That's what they called it. That's what the original title was, I think, on Twitter. But in reality, it was made up of 24 quails, 12 chickens, 8 ducks, 6 turkeys, 2 lambs, a pig, and it was all wrapped in a side of Wagyu beef, which had been butterflied open, and that's what they used to wrap it. It was a pretty impressive thing at the time, even though it looks like a bit of a hot mess. But the part that I wanted to expose is that's not the guy.
What do you mean?
He didn't do it. That guy, this guy here, and I've used some sort of NCIS techniques here to expose this guy, but somebody has photoshopped his head. Someone's photoshopped his head on top of what was the actual real guy.
You think you could have put a better head on him, though?
I don't know who he was. I really don't understand. But this is the real guy. It's this guy. This is the original photo. So this guy didn't get his 10 years of fame, as it's turned out to be. I don't know if he was the guy that created it, but he was definitely the guy in the original photo. He's from a place called Bourbon Steak and Pub in California, and I've got no idea why the photo was photoshopped in the first place, but that photo is the one that's gone viral. This guy didn't.
That's crazy. Why do you reckon they did that?
I don't know. I'm guessing it was some sort of inside joke that got out of hand. We've exposed this barbecue mistruth. All right, let's talk about some dishes of the week now. Just some stuff that's caught our eye. This one, I couldn't go past it. So this is some barbecue by LeRoy and Lewis. It was posted by a guy called Elevator on Reddit, and he's taken some pictures of his lunch, and it's spectacular.
It looks so fresh, and just the colours are going on, and it's something different too. You don't often see a sliced beef cheek like that.
Evan is a pitmaster out of Texas who has been chipping away at notoriety for a long time, and he's finally achieved it. Don't quote me. I think he's top 5 in the Texas Monthly Pitmaster list, but his food is amazing. When I first met him, he was working out of Texas in just a small food truck, and I think he's expanded to catering. I don't even know if he's got a bricks and mortar yet, but he's a great guy, a talented pitmaster. I think his specialty is beef cheeks.
That's a full spread there, though.
It's a great meal, isn't it?
You're rolling out of there. Or if it's lunch, you're not needing dinner.
You're not eating dinner. Okay.
Oh.
Next one. It's a bit different, isn't it?
It is.
What do you reckon that is?
That is pork.
Pork.
Is that
Chasui?
right?
Is that how you pronounce it?
Chasu?
Chasu?
Don't know. Hit us in the comments.
Australian pronunciation is not great.
No.
Well, mine isn't anyway.
No, we're, as we mentioned, we're going to dance around the English language and butcher the fuck out of a lot of words.
So this was posted by Effective Trifle on Reddit. And I think because it was in a barbecue group, it was done in a smoker. At least I hope it was done in a smoker. I like the fact that it's a bit of a twist on traditional barbecue. We're cooking things with different flavour combinations. It's not just a Texas style. It's not just a St. Louis style. It's something different. And I think there's a big place to be had for Asian and South American influences in barbecue.
Definitely. And using those different cuts too, you know, because we don't all have time to do 4 hours worth of ribs and that sort of thing. So if you get yourself a nice lean loin, you can get those things ready in like under 40 minutes and still get a great flavour profile.
And a quick cook.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This was a video that caught my eye that I saw last night, and it is, I don't know, you probably might recognise him, but the guy's Alexander Volkanovsky. He's a UFC fighter. He loves to cook. He came to Meatstock this year.
He did. It's a good thing he can fight, though, because he's cooking.
Well, he does say that he's not a great cook, but he loves to cook. And you can't deny a man his passions.
Mate, that's all we need. That's all we need.
So here he's doing up some smash burgers. Something different. He burns the bacon, and I'm going to say he does it on purpose. So he burns the bacon,
Good
makes
strategy.
a smash burger. He's using a brick as a burger smasher. I don't like that pickle combo, though.
I was about to say, I love those pickles.
You like those pickles?
I love pickles, bro.
It's too pickly.
No.
He looks happy.
He does.
He looks that's a happy man.
And I take back what I said about him not being able to cook because he'll fucking smash me.
He'd definitely drop you. I don't know if he keeps eating these burgers, he's going to win any more fights, though.
Oh, you know, as you said, he's happy.
He's happy. Like, that's a happy man. And shout out to him. Obviously, he is one of the toughest men on the planet. And pound for pound, he's one of the strongest people on earth. So, but just to see him love barbecue and loves all the stuff we love, right?
Yeah, but he was one of those guys that was keen. He actually I'm pretty sure he wore a white shirt to Meatstock. That's game.
That's confidence.
It's confidence.
It's what you need at that level.
I'm pretty sure it came undone in the Cook Cartel's tent when he tried their comp brisket.
He had a mischief, did he?
He did.
You can't get those sort of fat stains out of a white T-shirt.
Yeah, but why would you? You know, I'm the fucking best fighter in the world. I don't wash my fucking T-shirt.
Well, we love to see a guy into what we're into.
That's it.
He's into it. So we love it. All right. This one you sent me.
Yeah, mate. I'm all about this.
What do we got?
So we've got what they call the butcher's block. It was on Rate My Plate. And this one, I don't know if you've ever been on Rate My Plate, but they're pretty brutal there. This one here, they couldn't really fault the food. They started picking on the grouting in the tiles in the background. That's the most bit of criticism about this whole spread that people could find.
I feel like there's nothing else to pick on.
It looks delicious. He's recycled the chocolate fountain. That's a peppercorn gravy he's got going through there.
So you just pick it up like a fondue.
It is exactly like a fondue, but the fountain mechanism stops the cheese or the gravy from setting and getting the skin on it. So it's a constant bubbling effect of the sauce and it keeps it heated.
The tile grout might back me up here, but I feel like this is like bogan bougie.
Definitely.
Bogan bougie.
Bogan bougie. Bogan. Bojan. You might have created a new word there, mate.
We need some hats done up.
There we go.
All right, let's move on. So products, some new products out there. This one caught my eye. It's been promoted by the Q Club and Meet Mitch. He's been around for a while. He obviously makes some good products. But this is new, and it's a dry glaze, and I've never heard of a dry glaze before. So apparently it's an innovative seasoning. You sprinkle it on after cooking. So different to a rub, which you do before cooking. You sprinkle it on after cooking, cover, and then it melts into a gorgeous glaze over the top of your meat.
So what, you're doing it during the resting stage, you reckon?
Yeah, during the resting stage. So it says no prep, no mess, no fuss, a flawless finish every time. It's got a couple of cool flavours, Bourbon Cowboy, the Yaki Bomb, and Good Times.
Meet Mitch Meltdown.
We need to get our hands on some of this. So, Andrew, if you're out there, you need to send it to us so we can kind of give it a test in the studio. But that might be our homework, but it sounds cool and I like it. It's different.
How do you reckon to go on popcorn?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Cav, hook it up, bro.
Okay, let's move on. What do we got here?
So this one's by a mate of mine, E.T. Stafford from over in New Zealand. His brand is Ahikar, which in Māori language basically loosely translates to keep the fire burning. He's had his Sriracha, which is a loose version of sriracha, but he had a bit of a bad season last year where his chilies, his jalapenos didn't actually go red because they didn't get enough sun. So he had a massive yield of green jalapenos, and you can't just make sriracha with them because you won't get that punchy red colour that they're after. So he went back to the drawing board and came up with this. It's a green chili, maple, raspberry and kawakawa. So kawakawa is a native New Zealand pepper tree leaf. So you think about those flavours, what do you reckon you'd match with that?
I don't know. Anything you put hot sauce on? Obviously, I'm familiar with maple and raspberry, but I'm not even going to try and butcher the name of the...
Kawakawa. So what we're going to have it with, vanilla ice cream.
What? Hot sauce and ice cream?
Hot sauce and ice cream. So I think he discovered this accidentally. So he picked up his bottles from the factory, tried it, fuck, that's sweet. Passed through Macca's on the way home, got some stuff and tried it on some soft serve. And when he sent me some over, I tried it and I didn't want to like it. I'm like, nah, you're off your fucking head, mate. This is all just marketing, trying to be different.
Have you ever heard of people having hot sauce and ice cream before? Or is this a new thing?
This was new for me.
Okay, I'm not a real big hot sauce fan, so if I cry... Okay, it's got a kick to it, but it's like as soon as it hits you, the ice cream takes it back down a notch.
It's so good.
It's tasty as. And it's sweet too. It's like a sweet hot sauce.
It is.
Oh, really good. It's hot though.
That's what the ice cream's for, mate. It just levels itself out.
All right. I rate it.
It's good.
It's really
Damn,
good.
native.
I rate it. It's really good. That's a new thing now.
It is. But E.T. did it first. Ahika, represent.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments if you've ever put hot sauce with ice cream before, because it's new for me. It's new for Sigh. And it's delicious.
And it's damn good.
But I think you need a sweet hot sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on. So we've got a bit of a mailbox. If you've got any questions or you've got anything you want us to try, you've got any products or merch you want us to rep, send it in, contact us. But we did get something in the mailbox this week that someone wants us to address, and it's this topic. How to draw new teams into barbecue. From
As in competitive teams?
I'd say what he's talking about, yeah, this is competitive barbecue. It's not just a problem in Australia, but a problem in America as well, where the amount of teams or the amount of competitions seems to be getting lower and lower each year. A lot of people are kind of falling out of love with competitive barbecue. And it's an interesting question. How do you draw new teams into competitive barbecue? I suppose the issues are pretty obvious, right? And that's that the top teams have really perfected how they go about doing things and win more often than not. And if you don't have the time, money, or the energy to compete on that level, then to a certain extent, what's the point?
Yeah, a lot of guys are trying to introduce, beginners categories like best new team category, etc. But it comes down to you don't want to start playing a game of Monopoly when all the other players are halfway through, because you're never going to get anywhere. And that touches down on to the inexperienced side, but also to the cost of living. I mean, to get good, a lot of these guys at the top are getting better deals on their meat. They're using their own sauces and rubs, so that has a massive effect. I guess we could almost think about some of these comps where the meats are supplied. I mean, it might have a higher entry fee. Everyone's cooking the same thing, like if Sun Pork jumps on board and says, here's the pork you've got to cook, and et cetera, et cetera. But I don't have the answer.
No, I don't have the answer either, and this is something near and dear to my heart, but I really don't have the answer. I feel like you can't stop the best teams or hinder the best teams or handicap the best teams from winning because they've put the effort in and they deserve the accolades and the prize money that goes with it. But unfortunately, the side effect of that is it's very difficult for new teams to get in there because the learning curve is so steep. And I feel like potentially in the early days of competition barbecue in America and then subsequently Australia and New Zealand and South America and all the other places, Europe especially, everyone's learning together. Everyone's growing together. So there's a lot of camaraderie and there's a lot of feeling of achievement. But when you get to the point where you're now trying to start new and the analogy that you used is spot on. You're trying to start a game of Monopoly when they're already halfway through the game. I think it's too hard for people. So how do you flip it all on its head? How do you change it but not upset the current teams that are competing? I don't know. Interesting question. So moving on, art by Sigh. A lot of people don't know, but you're an artist. You do a lot of stuff in the barbecue space, and usually if you've done something new, we try and highlight it up on the show. So tell me about this latest piece you've got here.
This is not owned by anyone apart from myself. It's just an idea I've had for ages. I've wanted to actually get the time to get it down on paper. And it's just basically if the tail of the three little pigs went the other way. So if you look closely, the wolf there, he's cooking the pigs on the straw, the sticks and the bricks that they built their houses out of. And doesn't need to be much huffing and puffing going on there because he's sharpening the knife for a good old tasty feed. But yeah, what do you reckon?
But, and you said it doesn't have a home yet.
No, I'm thinking about maybe doing some merch, but someone might want to, I don't know, take it off my hands and produce something with it. But yeah, it's just something I've had an idea of doing, and I finally got a chance the other day to put pen to paper.
Cool. It looks awesome. Well done. Okay, artist spotlight. So you being an artist yourself, you're obviously inspired by other artists, and this is something you forwarded to me. And tell me a bit about this guy.
So this is a guy called Drizzle. He's an epic tattooist based up on the Gold Coast there. But when he's not tattooing, he's doing all sorts of cool shit. He's a licensed rat fink artist, which means he can reproduce the Big Daddy Roth style of rat fink. And right here, he's hand painted some cleavers. So he's right in all that sort of thing. He's done some work for barbecue joints. So Old School Barbecue in Brisbane, he did there. First lot of merch. The owner, Chris, has actually got the logo tattooed by Driz on him, so that's fucking cool too. But he doesn't really let his medium stop him. He uses airbrushes, aerosol cans, obviously tattooing. He's got a range of skateboards out there, and he's just a legend. And I reckon he should probably come up the hill when we're at Meatstock Toowoomba and come and fucking say g'day.
Yeah, I love his artwork. I love his colour palette. I love the way he uses different media too. I think there's a lot of artists doing that at the moment now. They're just moving away from skin or canvas, and anything is a medium to put art onto.
A lot of these guys, through COVID especially, you know, to sort of keep themselves relevant because they couldn't be physically tattooing, they broadened their horizons on what they thought a canvas was and got some cool shit out there.
Very impressive. Okay, moving on. Talking about tattoos, we have a featured tattoo. You're a tattoo artist. Let's hear your feedback on this one.
Nice. I'd like to see it healed, if those colours translate once it heals underneath the skin, but that is a delicious looking tattoo.
I like his pickle choice better than Bulk's.
You're dreaming, mate.
So the tattoo sits on a person called Boomer, who we featured last episode, who had the fat fire, if you remember that.
Who's the artist?
I'm assuming it's his because it was on his page, but I didn't look who the artist was. But I think whoever the artist is, they've done a great job. The texture in that bun is pretty impressive.
Amazing.
All right, great barbecue or burger, food-related tattoo. Okay, so this is a new one, Pit Builder Spotlight. I thought this might be an opportunity where every couple of episodes we feature a pit builder because it's such an important part of barbecue, right? So I thought I'd start with Millscale. Have you heard of them before?
No, I haven't. Okay,
so based out of Texas.
Whereabouts?
Lockhart. I was going to say Austin then because that's like the epitome of coolness in the world. But these guys are actually in Lockhart. They are the epitome of cool, though, these people. And the pits that they build are phenomenal. So they've got that kind of old school look to them, but obviously very, very functional. There's a lot of debate about how big or small a pit needs to be at its optimum level of volume versus quality. And this seems to be, or that picture you see right now seems to be the universally accepted size. I don't even know how many gallons it is because we don't deal in gallons, but...
One thing that I noticed straight away is that firebox doesn't look relevant to the rest of the pit compared to what you normally see. But, I mean, I know nothing about building pits. These guys do. But to me, that firebox looks smaller than what most pits that size would have.
Maybe that's because they've designed it in such a way where it's just really efficient when it comes to fuel. And I think if you're cooking day in, day out on one of these pits, having a pit that's fuel efficient is super important. Otherwise, you're going to be going through truckload after truckload of wood. I feel like it's an efficient design. It looks cool. The wheels are awesome. I might flick through a few photos of some of their other stuff. They're not just doing offset smokers as well. They're doing these kind of like, what would you call them?
A Perilla?
Perillas. So made in America. Cabinet smoker. Just beautiful work. Craftsmanship, old school. It's a huge stack, isn't it?
I like it when they do that, when they leave the existing, like there's one that another guy over here in Australia's just done it. It's still got the boral gas from the cylinder that it was once its job.
Oh, yeah, well, maybe Superior, I'm not sure, but maybe that was a gas supplier at some stage too.
Looks good.
It might be the boral gas of America. This was the one made for Meat Church, who's probably the most famous barbecuer on the planet at the moment. But a beautiful pit, great colour combo.
It's the Bunnies pit, mate.
And this is what I mean by cool. These guys are cool. Everything they do, the quality of their work. The company is run by guys called Matt and Caleb Johnson. I think they're two brothers. I'm not sure about this, but they're pit builders, and I think the business is a bit of a family affair. I met Matt and his wife Annie in London. I met them at Meatopia. They couldn't be two nicer people, and they're obviously very influential and loved because they had Shane Smith and the Saints, which is a fucking ultra cool band, but they had them play at their opening of their brand new retail / manufacturing facility. So I'm really hoping to get out there at some time this year when I head out to Texas.
What are Parissa and Louise going to do while you're doing all this barbecue stuff?
Don't know.
Straight under the bus, we got him.
Fuck. I'm not.
There's plenty of paddocks to ride horses around, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I'd love to get out there at some point because it really does look like a proper old school metalworks facility that's just mad about barbecue. I just like them on a personal level, but you can't deny their workmanship either.
What is that truck?
So this was on their Facebook or Instagram, and I don't know if this is actually their truck, but this is a Rivian. A Rivian is an electric truck, and just the fact that they're treating this thing like like an old school.
It's a workhorse at the end of the day.
So that's what I mean by cool. The guys are awesome. So the photos really say it all. They're beautiful pits, and they obviously are very functional. All right, so let's get on to some shout outs, and we've got this. It's a new cookbook by Adam Roberts. Take a look.
Very, very nice.
So it's called Fire Kitchen. The photography is stunning.
They have put the damn in Adam with these photos. It is amazing. He's always been the mayor of Flavortown, but he's also now the mayor of Port Macquarie.
He is.
So this might be the last book for a while.
I want to say Myron Mixon might have been the first barbecue mayor because he, I think, eventually became the mayor of his town too. But Adam Roberts is now the mayor of Port Macquarie, which is where we live. So not only is he a pitmaster and an accomplished one at that, but he's got his own cookbook, which I think is his fourth. We've actually got five copies. We've got 5 copies to give away. So if you leave us a comment, just mention Adam's name in the comments. We'll send you one. We'll DM you and get your address and we'll flick you a copy of the cookbook. So thanks to Ads for giving us that cookbook and congratulations on another beautiful cookbook. Right. So we're at the end. We've eaten.
We made it. We made it.
We've had some lovely ice cream and hot sauce. It's a revelation. I really appreciate the fact that you've helped me discover this taste sensation, and I kind of feel like now in the part where I'd normally put drinks in my car, I'm going to put some hot sauce. So when I go through McDonald's and get a soft serve, I'm just going to put the hot sauce on top of the soft serve.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's good, mate.
It's like a grown-up dessert.
It is, and it's that way you don't have to give the kids a lick either.
No, they're not going to like it.
Yeah.
Genius. Okay. Last thing, there's no background. I don't know what's going on. It's for us to comment, make up stories, talk about what the hell happened here. But I'm assuming, and I think this photo did go very viral, but I'm assuming that this is before a hurricane.
I think this guy has an uninsured home and Milton's on his way. And by the way, who the fuck names Hurricane Milton?
I'm sure there is a specific order in which they do names, isn't there? I feel like he strapped a lot of marquees and barbecues and pits on the back of a trailer in his time.
One thing I hope he did do, I hope he flicked the strap and said, that's not going anywhere. Otherwise, he's fucked.
If you haven't done that, it's bad luck, right?
I'm pretty sure.
It's when you use one of those Occy straps, a stretchable strap, you've got to ding it right. But by the same token, when you ratchet something down like that, you've also got to say that's not going anywhere.
I was today years old about a week ago, and when I realised that Octopus Straps are short for octopus. I just thought it was invented by some guy called Occy.
I never knew that.
There you go.
Octopus straps. And my head is well and truly blown because I never knew that.
There you go.
All right, so that's another episode of Underseasoned.
Another episode in the bin.
Yeah, and I keep mispronouncing Underseasoned because originally we called this show Overseasoned.
Overseasoned.
But I didn't look if anyone else had a podcast, and they do.
Well, you didn't like my name, which was Two Drop Pies. And, but Underseasoned, it's great. It sort of lets you guys know that we might think we know a little bit, but there's still a lot of room for, we've got a lot to teach and a lot more to learn.
Yes, we are on a bit of a barbecue journey, our own journey. I think everyone's always growing and evolving in this space, in the barbecue space. But if you've got any questions, if you've got any tips, if you've got any ideas, you've got any merch, you've got any products, you've got anything that you want us to talk about or rep on the channel, send it in.
But we will be honest. If you send us sauce and it doesn't go well on ice cream, we'll fucking tell you.
It's got to go well on ice cream from now on, I think.
From now on.
But yeah, send us your stuff in, leave some comments, give us some love, hit us with the old subscribe. What do the young kids say these days?
Give us a pineapple and we'll say something nice about it.
All right, see you next week.
See you then.
Bye.